our communities, 20 years old this year. About 20 people stay together, and we live together like the communist system actually. Because nobody own anything, or another way is like a temple, Buddhist temple. Because nobody own anything belong to everybody, it belong to public. So, and we have no leader, no discipline. That's the difference from communist and different from temple. But it's very fun when you have no discipline. So it's more fun when you have no leader. So how can we start this place? And actually, I never think about to start a communities in my life. I went to Bangkok and I start to work in Bangkok, and I start to have the question a lot when I was in Bangkok. Why we have to work 8 hours per day? That's the first question in my life. Why humans have to work 8 hours per day? Why are not a bird, animal, did not work? Why they have so much fun in their life? The bird fly out in the morning and looking for food. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they have enough worm, enough grain to fill up. And then they sing a song, and then they have fun flying everywhere. But human like us, we study so much, almost 20 years. We know so much, we know everything. We know even something we can't see with our eyes, like a bacteria or something. We know very far, we know about the sun, the moon, but we don't know how to enjoy our life. We know how to make the cage, to keep ourselves inside the cage, but we don't know how to be outside. So this part helped me to make decision easily that I need to quit my job immediately, because I feel my life is very short. Why I have to waste the most precious time in my life to work like this? Work with something that I don't like it, but just work to make money, just to have enough money to make a living. After months and months, after years and years, there's nothing changed. I have to do the same thing over and over. I think this is not human. This is robot. This is machine. But I want to be a normal animal. I want to be something like a bird or cricket or lizards, that they can do anything that they like to do. So I decided to quit my job and went back home. And in a few months, I discovered that I can be like a bird, because I learned how to do gardening. At the beginning, when I was in Bangkok, I never eat enough, because I work very hard, but I got paid very low. So just have enough money to buy one bowl of noodle per meal, or one plate of fried rice per meal. I questioned myself a lot at that time. How can we be hungry in the middle of the most fertile world? This world is very fertile. We have very good soil, a lot of water. We have so many plants and animals. We have everything. But we're starving in the middle of food. This is the biggest crisis in our head. I feel like that at that time. So when I went back home, the first thing I think about is, I will not be hungry. I have to have a lot of food. So the first thing I did is start the garden. When I start the garden, I found that gardening, farming should not be a career. Because if you do farming as a career, you will be in debt. Whenever you want to make money from farming, you need to work a lot, and then you need to borrow money to invest in farming. But when you invest money in farming, when you get the produce, when you want to sell, you cannot know the price. So the price will controlled by somebody. So it's impossible for us to survive, to do farming in that way. So that's why I feel like farming should not be a career. Whenever you make it into a career, it's so risky. That's why the population of farmers decreased everywhere in the world. In Thailand, when I was a kid, in the school they taught me that Thai people, 80% are farmers. That's 40 years ago. But now Thai farmer decreased. We have only 40% become a farmer now. Everywhere, even in the States, in America, they have only 2% of farmer. Why the number dropped that fast? Because farming is not easy to survive. So what I discover is farming should not be a career, but it had to be our routine. We do farming every day, but not much. Only less than 1 hour per day is enough. So I learned how to design the land, how to, if we have big piece or small piece of land, how can we decide to work less and less and less in this land, but get higher yield, and we can survive happily. Because when we work a lot, we'll be in debt more. But when we work less, we just grow for ourselves first. Don't think about grow for sale. We need to eat the good food first. Because in Thailand, most of farmers, they are the person who grow food. They produce food for the whole world, but they don't have food to eat. They have to eat sardine in the can. One small can of sardine for 3 people. We are so poor until they have nothing to eat. They have to eat the dead fish in the can. That fish have been dying more than a year. We eat the oldest crops, oldest dead animal in the world. It's so sad to think about that. So what we are doing now, we try to train people, grow for yourself first. We need to eat good food first. Our health is number one, not money. So that's what we try to do now. We think eating good food is the most important thing. Even you have a lot of money but eat garbage, it's not very fun. A lot of things look very beautiful in the market, but less nutrition. It tastes very bland. That's why we need to eat a lot of MSG. In the sauce, in everything that we add in the food, it's full of MSG. If not, we cannot eat it because tasteless. So when we do like this, many people start to understand that we should not be a farmer. But farmer can be a routine, like we exercise every day, we brush our teeth every day. We never think about brushing our teeth or take a shower is work. It's our routine. But when we do gardening, less than 1 hour per day, we have enough good food to feed our family. More than enough. And we have leftover to sell after that. We can sell whatever price. Whatever we get money is profit. But if we do more than that, we need to invest money. That's the big problem. Because farming, when you invest money, it's very hard to survive. But when you invest labor, you get more energy. The more you use energy, you will get more energy, and you get food, and you get money. So that's my experience. So I learned that I feel like life is very easy. I cannot go back to the city anymore because I work only 1 hour per day, the whole thing. Actually take care of the garden only 15 minutes per day. I can feed 6 people in family. And then I have more than I need. So I bring them to the market. So I have income more than I work 8 hours per day in Bangkok. So that's what I learned. I feel like life is very fun. And then I start to think about to have a house. I start with a bamboo house at the beginning. Because to build a house like a normal people, I cannot do that. You need to work all your life to pay for one house. And when you die, the house expire. The concrete become crumble. You have nothing left after that. So when I start with bamboo house, it's very fun. It's very nice to have a small bamboo house. Actually, I don't want to call a house because it's too small. I can call a hut, it's better. But it's so comfortable to be there because the air can go through every part of the house. When it's hot day, I slept in the daytime so long and enjoy it a lot. The most important thing is I sweep my house only 1 minute per day. When one of my friends, he built a big 2-story house, he spent more than half an hour per day every day to clean his house. So I feel like I'm so clever. I'm clever than my friend who are a teacher because he have to spend half an hour per day every day. 1 year, how many hours he spent to cleaning the same house? So I can take a nap more. That make me feel good. And then later, I have a chance to visit Taos Pueblo in New Mexico. And then this is the first time I came across the earthen house. I like it a lot. I start to build earthen house in Thailand when I came back home. And then I discovered that it's so easy to build a house. And it's so strong. I spend 2 hours per day in the morning working on mud bricks, making mud bricks. 3 months I got a house. I feel like house is so easy. And then I build house every day, every year after that. And more people want me to help them to build houses. So I have to travel a lot. After that, my life is not easy anymore. I have to travel for 5 years, never stay anywhere longer than 1 week. For 5 years, travel all over. People invite me to teach how to do earthen house. And then I think about, I don't like building. Why I have to do this? And then in the same time, I feel like I spend most of my saving on traveling to teaching houses for people because most of them are poor people. So I have to pay my own transportation to go. Some place I have to buy a bucket for them too. So I think about the knowledge of building is easy to discover. It's everywhere. People can learn. People know it everywhere. Even the kids, 9 years old, can build their own house already. Why I have to keep doing this? But the most important thing now is the seeds disappear from the world every day, never come back. Seeds is food. Food is our life. So this part is the most serious thing in our life, but nobody think about this. I observed that when I was a kid in Thailand, we have more than 20,000 variety of rice in Thailand. Only in my village, there are more than 100 varieties of rice. My family grows more than at least 5 varieties per year. Normally more than 10 sometimes. But now, all my region, all Thailand, we have less than 100 varieties of rice that people still growing them now. Just think about 20,000, only 40 years. Now we have only 100 varieties that people grow some. But what you can buy in the market, less than 10. That's quite scary to think about this. And then Thai people eat a lot of freshwater fish. We have many rivers. Each river we have more than 2,000 varieties of freshwater fish. So each year we eat a lot of fish, different kind of fish. I remember when I was a kid, I loved so many beautiful fish. Green color fish, brown color, white color, gray color. There's so many beautiful fish. I love to see fish a lot. But now the whole country, we have 3 kinds of fish, freshwater fish in Thailand. It's come from a few companies, come from one company. So now we eat less and less and less varieties, but we eat more and more and more. Bigger amount, but less varieties. What happened is we start to have health problem. Because when we eat less varieties, that means we get less nutrition. And then when we eat less variety, but big amount, so we get some nutrition more than we need, but we lack of other nutrition. And most of the food we eat now, they develop them for the market. They did not develop them for human, for us. That's why everything so tasteless. All vegetable taste the same. That means it's bland. So we start to have more health problem. We get sick without germ now. And most of them, we cannot heal it. We have diabetes, cancer, heart disease, kidney problem, everywhere. But nobody talk about this. So I feel like we need to think about seed saving. Because we need to bring back the variety, diversity of our food. Now, we were trained by a few companies to eat only what they own the seeds. That's the way they want to control us. So, this is the idea that helped me to make decision easily, that I want to stop building. I want to spend the rest of my life to do seed saving. Because seed is food, food is life. If we have no good seed for our next, what's the point of our work now? We work so hard. We work for who? We work for what? We work hard. Most of people work more than 10 hours per day. Just ruin everything to feed us. We work hard to destroy the soil, to make the fertile soil into the dead soil. The number of dead soil increase every year. We work hard to contaminate the water. We have water more than the soil on this earth. Before that, we can drink water everywhere. But now, we have to drink water from the bottle. That's a shame. The water, the whole world, don't drink it anymore. We are so diligent to contaminate it. And then we have so many diversity of food, but we work so hard to ruin everything. So, I feel like I have no energy to live like a normal people. I don't want to live if I have to live like a normal people. So, it's so tired, so heavy. It's not light. I want to have a light life. I make decision to stop traveling. I use the last amount of my money that I have and then looking for a piece of land in Chiang Mai. The main idea is I want to save seas. So I got a small piece of land in northern of Thailand in Chiang Mai. And at the beginning, I think about I maybe stay here with my wife, maybe 2 people stay together, and we will grow for our own consumption, and leftover we will save seed and give seed to people. That's the whole idea at the beginning. I don't think anybody want to live like that. That's 20 years ago, people want to go to the city. Nobody want to go back to the farm, to the village anymore, because it's poor, no future to go back to the village. But I have to live at the end of the village. So nobody want to be with us. I thought like that at that time. But I was wrong. Because I spent one night alone on that piece of land. And the next day, another guy who used to learn earthen building with me, he's an architect. And then he said, I'm going to help you 1 year. And then I will go study abroad for another few years, he said. And then he stayed with me until now. He never go anywhere. Another weeks, there's 2 women and 1 daughter, three women came to visit me. After they came one day, they said, I don't want to go back. I want to be here. So more and more people come to visit and don't leave after that. So the number of people increase every week. So that's why we turn to unintentional community. So when we have more and more people come stay together, we think about we need to have a name for our place. After we talk for a while, we have an agreement to use the name Pan Pan. Pan Pans mean, the first Pan is mean 1,000. The second Pans mean variety. So it means 1,000 varieties. It's like a big mess. Everything mixed together in there. So we have all kind of people. We have every people from every region of Thailand come to be together. We have different religions come together. We have gay, we have lesbian, we have straight people. We have everything mixed together. So that's fit with the name Pan Pan. And then our main idea is just to saving seeds. We want to save seeds. It's the main idea, main aim for us. And then when we live together for a while, in the first 7 years, in the first 3 months, we have no money at all. Because after I bought the land, I don't have money left in my hand. So we ate banana trees for 3 months. It's interesting. We have not enough food to eat. We need to eat wild vegetable. We eat a lot of banana stem. But nobody wants. Normally when we have a hard life, people want to leave. But why people keep staying there? Even we want them to leave, they said no. So what I discover is when we don't have money, we learn so much. But when we have money, we learn less and less and less. Because we use money to work for us. For example, when we have no money, when it's time to cook, we need to think about how can we make banana stem different from morning. And then in the afternoon, the people who have take afternoon turn, they need to think about how can we make banana stem different from morning. So only banana stem turn to many things. It's not the same every meal. So that's what make people stay, because it's so exciting what will happen with banana stem today. So everybody exciting to see what like. So it can be anything. That's why the architect guy don't want to leave, because he said, after I finished university, I work with a company, and then I used to open a company myself, but I never use saw. I never use hammer. But when he was with us at that time, he built his own house. He feel like this is the first concrete thing in my life. So he feel like he learned so much. That helped me to understand that when people learn, when people understand something is more important than food, even they don't have food to eat, but they are more exciting to understand more, to learn more. That helped me to understand that the education system that we have now is mistake, because it makes people get bored. People don't want to go to school. But when people stay with me, they don't want to leave. They're exciting to do things all the time. Even the sunset, they still keep working because it's so much fun. When we do something, we always learn something. We always understand something when we do something. Just imagine, if we have money, when we're hungry, we will go to the restaurant and buy food to eat. And then after that, we just walk away after we pay money. We don't even know how to clean the dishes. That means whenever we use money, we have less experience in our life. But when we have no money, people learn how to do the dishes. People learn how to make a fire without lighter, without match. People learn what is edible around us. So everything like this is very attractive. It helps us to enjoy our life a lot. Everywhere we look around, we can see that's food, that's food, that's food. Food is everywhere. So when we understand things, we have less fear. The more understanding we have, the fear will decrease. That's what we learn from Pan at that time. And then we start to think about that. Everybody who come together at the farm, who came together, most of them are from city. And all of them want to come and learn how to make our life easy, how to get out of the system, that the headache system that in the city. So we just talk together, and then we have agreement that we will change our place into a learning center. Learning center is not for people from outside to come and learn, but it's for us to learn how can we make our life easy. Learning center is for us, not for people from outside. The first thing we need to learn is learn how to be together. Because now we grew up in the era that we were disconnected completely. We were disconnected from family by school. When we have kids, they force us to send kids to the kindergarten, to the school. That's the way we disconnect humans from each other. When people don't have time to be together, we did not have enough time to enjoy suffering and happiness together. We don't know what is love, what is care. We learn love from being together, enjoying happiness and suffering together. That's why we love each other. But now we grew up, everybody were disconnected. The kids went to school, parents went to work, nobody see each other, so we become strangers. in the same families. We don't know. We don't care. We create a new wall between us. We call privacy wall. We call it's my privacy thing. You cannot get into my territory. So privacy wall is a big problem that blocks us from each other. We have to think about how can we break down this wall. What we did is just we have to create the new system that we will not own anything. Anything belongs to everybody. So we start a community fund. When we have income, the money will go to the community fund. And then when we want to use something, we just use money from the community fund for everything. And then we think about we will have no leader because everybody came from the background that we always have parents, grandparents as a big dictator in the families. Have no freedom. We were controlled by grandparents or parents. We have freedom to do whatever we want. So we think about if we don't have leader, what will happen? It's very interesting. When we have leader, every problem will go to the leader. The leader will carry a big burden. When the water pipe broke, people will run to the leader. Oh, the water pipe broke. The leader have to go. When the electricity have problem, they will go to the leader. Anything will go to the leader. So the leader have problem. But when we have no leader, you have nowhere to go. So you have to solve your own problem. When you see the pipe broke, you need to fix it. So everybody become a leader after that. It's a little bit hard in the beginning. After a while, it's so relaxed. So no one carry the burden alone. And everybody feel like they are independent. It's quite good feeling. Many people said, when I work in Bangkok, if I want to go somewhere, I need to ask permission from the boss first to get a day off. When I get sick, I need to ask permission first. But when I live at the farm here, I don't need to get permission. I just get sick whenever I want. It's fun. You don't need a certificate from doctor to show anybody. So it's kind of freedom that makes people feel free. So when we have no leader, it's very good for us. And then we have no discipline. Because every time, every community that we know, they have a lot of discipline. You cannot do this, you cannot do this, you cannot do this, you cannot do this. Whenever we have discipline, people love to violate the rules. So we say, we have no rule, no discipline here. You can do whatever you want. We never talk about no smoking. Instead of talking about no smoking, we train ourselves to grow tobacco. We never talk about drinking alcohol. Instead of talk about it, we make wine, we make rice whiskey, we make beer, we make many things. We distill whiskey. We do everything. Whatever you want it, do it. What happened is nobody become alcoholic. Nobody become like a smoker. People smoke, but when they want to smoke, they will walk very far. They don't let the kids see that they're smoking. And then when they want to drink whiskey, they drink it, but not very long. Local people will drink whiskey and hit the pot, hit the bowl, puck, 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 and sing a song all night long. But people at the farm, after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, They think, oh, people maybe sleep. Then some people maybe want to sleep, so they stop. So what we learn is when we have no discipline, no rule, people start to use more common sense. Common sense develop in each people very fast after that. So that's very interesting thing, because in the world now, we didn't care about common sense. We care about make rules. If we have problem, make a rule. So we have so many rules in the world. Many places you cannot move. Like in America, in Australia, if you want to dig a hole for septic tank, you need to get permission. You want to serve food, you need to get permission. If you want to do anything, you need to get permission, everything. That's very hard life. So when we have less rule, less discipline, people feel free, and then people care each other more and more. So from our experience, we feel like when we have no leader, no discipline, people are independent. They develop themselves so fast after that. And nobody wants to leave the farm. So I feel like this is a good lesson. And then we think about how can we do business in the same way we run the farm. So we open a restaurant in Chiang Mai, and we train the staff to run the restaurant, and we let them run the whole thing. We went to a restaurant maybe once a month or 2 months one time. So they can decide day off, they can decide the menu, they can decide everything. It worked very well. Managing without management. I think we need to develop this theory more, because it makes our life very light, very easy. So I feel like our place becomes a real learning center. More and more every day. We learn so much to make things easier and easier. Until 7 years later, some people start to pregnant. We have kids at the farm. So we think about how can we raise kids in the easiest way. Because when we think about normal people, just they're pregnant, they start to worry. How can we save money for labor, for the hospital cost? And after that, they will worry for the cost of education, for everything. It's a big burden for most of people. We think about how can we make our kid not become a burden for us. So my family start to think about how can we raise our kid in the cheapest way. So we don't feed my son. My son have no food, no water, almost 1 year. We never give him food or water, just drinking milk from mother only. It's very easy, because many people, if they go somewhere when they have baby, they always have a get hot water, warm water, baby food, baby milk powder, and everything. For us, we still travel at that time. We have a baby. My wife just used a cloth, tie the baby in the back, and we travel all around the country at that time. When he's hungry, just open the boob and he's just suck it. And then we use towel, napkin to make we don't use Pampers. We don't use disposable diaper. We use old towel, cut into small piece and use a plastic pants. When he pee, he poop, we just clean it and put in plastic bag. And then when we get to some place, I wash it and dry it. So I need not spend money for my kids like a normal people. Very little money. We spend money to buy disposable diaper a few times only when we have to travel very far on the plane only. So it's so easy. I don't need to feed my baby. I just feed my wife. I try to get the good food for her. Any nuts, any fruit, anything that good. We are the first group in Thailand who bought chia seed, quinoa, amaranth seed, and then flax seed from another country to Thailand, because we want to make baby food ourselves. We don't want to feed our kids with the processed food at all. So after 1 year, we start to feed them with the food that we make ourselves. We grow everything ourselves. So so our kids grew up very well. He's never get sick until now. He's 18 years old. He got COVID. I think COVID is the first thing he got in his life in 18 years old. So he's very healthy, he's very easy. So we found that to have kids is not a burden. It's very easy. And then we think about homeschooling, because from our experience, we think the school or education system is a slave factory in our thinking, because they train people to become a good slave. The main idea of school is train people to obey, listening, and follow the instruction. That's the main thing. So to learn to be a slave, it costs so much money. We think about how can we educate our kids in the cheapest way. So it's lucky in Thailand we have the constitution that allow us to do homeschooling. So we start to do homeschooling at that time. It's not very easy, because we need to fight with government official a lot, because government official, they don't know what is homeschooling. They don't know what is alternative education. So parents have to gather together and fight back with government quite a lot. It's not easy, but it's very good, because homeschooling for us, we don't want to teach our kids. We teach them how to find the knowledge or wisdom that they want to by themselves. We just train them, give them a tools to find the wisdom or the knowledge. But it's the kids' duty to looking for what they want by themselves. So what we taught is, we taught language. We taught Thai language, English, and math, 3 subjects. And then just let them free. He can do anything, they can learn anything he wants to. We have internet for him, we have everything. It's incredible, the kids learn so fast. 3 years of education, he studied math like a higher level already, because he loved math. But another subject, he don't know anything. The government official came and they said, oh, your kids, the Thai language is very behind. I told them, oh, don't worry. Whenever he wants, he can go ahead fast. Don't worry. When it's time, he will learn. But when it's not time that he wants, he will not learn. Like you, can you speak English? None of them speak English. When they finish university, they cannot speak. When they ask science, something about science, they don't know. So even you don't know many things, why you want kids to know everything? So let them learn. So everything is very interesting because we don't need to be a teacher. We don't need to be a teacher. We can be only a helper. What our kids want to learn, we just support them. And then they're looking for the knowledge, the information by themselves. It's very fast. When my kids have to go to university, we a little bit worried at the beginning because we never teach him about academic things at all. But when he went to university, he said, everything is so easy. He went ahead, normal kids. So we found that education, we don't need to invest a lot of money for them. We don't need to teach them because kids learning all the time. Whenever they have freedom and they feel they secure, they learn a lot all the time. Whenever we want to teach them, that means we try to block their learning system because we will teach them what they don't want to learn. So whenever they learn because of they like it, it goes very fast. So now my son, he studied computer science in university. So he feel okay, he happy, have no problem. Even he never teach him from primary school until high school. We never teach him more than basic language and math, that's all. And now he went too far than us. We cannot teach him anymore. So education, everything in this way, it's so easy. And my kids never ask for money. Our kids never ask for money from parents because they make income when they were 4 years old. When they learn about science, learn about plant, they start to do grafting, do the seedling, and then they sell it. They make money for it. Whatever they learn, they make money from it. That's why when they want a cell phone, they want laptop, they have their own money to buy it. So they become independent in this way. So to raise kids in this way, we feel like kid is our teacher. We learn so much from them. Kid is not a burden. Kid is a teacher. So for us, we feel very happy and enjoy to be like this. So now we live together as a community life. So we do homeschooling together. So anybody in the community help each other a lot. So I feel like community life is very important for us because we cannot live alone. To live alone is not normal. Like a city people, we live with many people, but actually we feel very lonely. We cannot trust anybody. We cannot talk deeply with anybody easily. But when you live as a community, it's like you can talk anything. It's so fun. 20 people eat together every meal. Feel like we have party every meal, every day. It's fun. So it's not only eat a bowl of noodle alone in front of the screen. So that's very sad to feel like that. So community life is very fun for us. I feel like I'm so happy that we can start this place, and it's a place for us to learn. It's a real learning center for us. It's a real university for us. We feel good. I feel very good that I did not finish university, but I finished my own university. That's my happiness now. Thank you.